And I got Mary in the front next to me. Aloha, Mary. I'm Richie. Welcome aboard. All right, got Jordan with us now. I'm Richie. Welcome aboard, Jordan. 4 more to go. And we got Yushi with us now. Aloha, I'm Richie. Welcome aboard. And Abhishek, aloha. I'm Richie. Welcome aboard. And welcome aboard, Chris. 1 more to go. And now we got Nick. Everybody's on board. All right, aloha kakeaka le keke ko uinoa te he oe. That's Hawaiian for good morning. My name is Richie. If you can hear me okay, just give me a thumbs up. Perfect. Have any of you been on a helicopter before? Everybody got a safety briefing in the lobby? The first couple minutes of the flight, I won't be talking to you. I'll be busy talking on the control tower. Once we get clear of the airport, I'll turn the intercom on and narrate the flight for you the whole time. Because see yourself on the monitor there, you're live on video. Everything you do will be held against you for use in the future. So I'll be making a video of the flight, you'll be in it. We also have 3 outside cameras to catch all the action. All the music and narration will be on the video too. Make sure your safety belt is securely fastened. Should it come unfastened and slide, don't panic, just refasten. Sit back, relax, enjoy the music. I'll be back on the air when we clear the airport. We'll be on our way as soon as the tower tells us we can go. No,
just this morning, I saw the cane was pushed to the ground. The helicopter story, the guard was snooping around. Save the children, gotta move them before they find. You grab yours, I'll save the children. I gotta pull them in time before the cane fire. I gotta warn you about the cane fire. Burn, burn, burn from the cane fire. Gotta save those children. Prices every day getting higher. Won't let our money burn in the cane fire. Got 3 hungry babies and a rent to be paid. Right before the harvest, this is no time for a race. Save the children, gotta move them before they time. You grab yours, I'll save the children. I gotta pull them in time before the cane fire. I gotta warn you about the cane fire. Burn, burn, burn from the cane fire.
Oh, kapa maya kama, hali hali maya nalaikea. Hey, alam now kalipo, ana oya kalipo no, ana oya kalipo no. Oh, kapa maya kama, hali hali maya nalaikea. Hey, alam now kalipo, ana oya kalipo no. Na oya kanipono Nani valeya emela Kanalu hemaya o kananaka Kaya mako ay ay Kaya huwe ketai Ay kaya huwe ketai Kemaina hiki alo alo Ho'ola ila iya nala inakal Koinale ile ihe ona una Konima ele ihe dino Konima ele ihe dino Kemaina hiki alo alo Ho'ola ila iya nala inakal
Okay, back on the air with you. We're starting to get a little ways away from the airport traffic area. Now we're westbound on the North Shore, coming out of 1,700 feet, doing about 110 knots at the moment. You can drive around this end of the island going northwest to Lahaina. The road down there is paved the whole way. Takes a couple hours to get from Lahaina this way. 2 reasons why. One reason is the curves in the road. That slows you down. Also, there's a section of that road only as wide as 1 car. So someplace you got to back up to let the traffic go by. But it's paved the whole way. You can see the road just above the cliff that we're being now. We'll make a left turn here and head right up into the valley. The valley we're heading up into is called Waihe'e in Hawaiian. means slippery water. So now they got that name because we had so much rain in here that moss grows on the rocks, making it so great to walk or to hike up into them. Have a perfect view of the tallest waterfall on the island of Maui, straight ahead of us. In the back of Suicide Canyon, the waterfall in the back there plunges 1,250 feet to the bottom. Everybody still feeling good? All right, we'll head further towards the back of the valley. Me on up, the only way to see this part of the valley is by helicopter. If you're hiking down there, the waterfalls are just too tall to climb over to get this far back. We got kind of an epic view on the way back here. So usually when there's this much water coming down, we can't get up here because of the drainage too hard, but all the way to the back of Waihe Valley. So that's a pretty rare sight to see all these waterfalls at the back wall. Again, that's because we just had a big storm go through here about an hour and a half ago. That'll all dry up in the next hour or so if it doesn't start pouring rain again. We call this mountain range West Maui. It is the second wettest spot of the whole world. Get over 450 inches of rain a year on the top of the mountain. The wettest spot in the whole world, that would be the island of Kauai. Mount Hawaii, all they gets over 600 inches of rain a year. We're number 2 with more than 450. However, we were the wettest spot in the world one time, 1980. Oh, that was a wet year. 1980, we got over 600 inches of rain on the mountain. That's the only recorded time in history. Maui was the wettest spot in the world. So this mountain range, West Maui, supplies most of the island of Maui with its drinking water supply. About a half rod down the stream, there's a small dam located down there. They actually divert part of the stream, and it goes through the mountain to a tunnel to the county water system from way up here in the valley. See all the light green trees scattered all over the mountain, left and right, down in front of us? You'll see those light green trees all over Hawaii. That's our state tree, Kukuina, also known as candlenut. It's called candlenut because the Hawaiians use the oil from the kukui nut to burn in their stone lamps for light. It's flammable. People polish the large black nuts, like about that big, make real pretty leis out of them too. And we'll go back down to the coast, so we'll follow the push as we head to the island of Molokai. Get some more views of the road out to the left, and ahead of us is it winds its way through the gulches and the ravines down there on its way to Lahaina. As we go through here, we're going to descend down to 1,000 feet along the cliffs. These are the tallest sea cliffs on the island of Maui. Up ahead, they're going to top out at about 600 feet. But we'll be looking at the tallest sea cliffs in the world, the North Shore, Molokai, where they plunge over 3,000 feet straight down. There's a single house on the top of the last peak over there, all by itself, surrounded by pine trees. That brown house sitting right on the edge there. Beautiful view from that home. Unfortunately, nobody lives there anymore. That home belonged to a chronic sleepwalker, but she's gone now. It's such a lame joke, and it's a dad joke. In my case, that's a grandpa joke. I have more of those to irritate you later on the flight, too. On the return flight, we'll fly along the same coast face the other way. That way you'll get all the same views out the right side as we're getting out the left side of the moment. So now to see Mountain Peak coming out next is Kahakaloa Point. When we pass that peak, we'll get a good look at Kahakaloa Village. Let's say you decide to drive around this end of the island. When you pass through Kahakaloa Village, then you know you're about halfway around the drive to Lahaina. This is also referred to as King Kahekili's Leap. That's because King Kahekili would cliff dive off the lower section of that pinnacle there before going to battle as a sign of bravery to inspire his warriors. And you can see the little village down in the valley there now too. Straight ahead, that's the end of the island up there, the northwest tip of Maui, called Nakaleti Point. There's a blowhole located at Nakaleti Point. A blowhole, that's a hole in the lava rock formed when the lava flowed out in the ocean, left a hole or a puka in it. When the tide is high, the big swells come in, it'll force the water through the puka. That blowhole can't spout like 100 feet in the air. But it all depends on how high the tide is and how big the waves are. People park their cars along the road above the blowhole, and they hike down to it. They like to stand around it down there and get sprayed by ocean water for free. Probably the cheapest form of all entertainment when it's spouting. So the tide's super low right now, so it takes a big wave to make it spout. I'll point it out as we get closer. It's almost straight ahead of us. Just spray just a little tiny bit. Just another little tiny pop there. It's just the amount of sprays is so small because the tide's so low right now, but that's where it's at. And when we come back to spray, we'll check it out again, see if we get any more action than that. Right now we're going to begin our journey across the channel to the island of Molokai. So more than 8 miles across the channel from Nakalani Point on Maui behind us to Cape Alava, the northeast tip of Molokai, straight ahead of us now. The group singing for us is called the Vai'eha. That's actually my grandsons that are singing and playing music for us. So they came out with their second album the end of last year. They won the Nahoku Hano Hano Hawaiian Music Awards for Best Album, Best Song, Best Group, Best Hawaiian Pronunciation. They even got a Grammy nomination. The one singing right now is on a previous season of the TV show called The Voice. He was on Team John Legend. He made it up to the top 20, so he did real good in the competition. He just released another album on Saturday. The name of the channel we're crossing, this is called the Pailolo channel. Pailolo in Hawaiian means crazy fisherman. The Hawaiians named it that because they thought anybody would be crazy to go fishing this channel. Reason being, this particular channel can get extremely rough very quickly and without any warning. But the depth of the channel doesn't really get that deep, at least relatively speaking. Maximum depth of the Pailolo channel just a little over 800 feet deep. 800 might sound deep, however, if we made a right turn and went that way 2 miles, over there it would drop to 18,000 feet deep. And that's because there are no islands or landmass to the north of us. So that makes 800 sound a little bit shallow in comparison. So the island of Molokai is the 5th largest Hawaiian island. It covers 260 square miles. It is 38 miles long and 10 miles wide at the widest point. Population of Molokai is just a little over 7,000 people, but it has the highest percentage of people with Hawaiian blood. My mother-in-law was pure Hawaiian. Makes my lovely wife here a half Hawaiian. Makes our kids quarter Hawaiian, but our grandkids are more than that because my sons-in-law are all about 3/4 Hawaiian. But you don't come across many pure Hawaiians anymore. So Maui behind us, Molokai straight ahead of us, down the channel left about 15 miles, little island of Lanai. These 3 islands, Maui, Molokai, and Lanai, make up one county, Maui County. And Maui and Molokai are actually connected underwater. That's why the channel doesn't get real deep. The Hawaiian people call this Maui Nui, which means Big Maui. So they called all of Maui and Molokai as one island. Right now we're in directly at Turtle Rock. If you picture the small rock coming out of the ocean at the head of the turtle, the large rock is the back shell with a flipper coming towards us. When we come back from Molokai, we'll pass it on the other side. When we do that, it'll take on a different animal shape. But right now, it looks like the sea turtle or the honu. The beautiful green pasturelands up on top of Cape Lava belong to Pu'u'ohoku Ranch, one of several cattle ranches that are located on Molokai. We're going to fly over the ranch and then above Halava Valley. Halava Valley is the very first place settled by the Hawaiians, who were the Polynesians that came there from the Marquesas Islands. They settled Halava Valley back in 650 AD. Once Molokai was settled, then they went to the other islands after that, but first settled in here. We're coming up and over Pu'u'ohoku Ranch now, so Pu'u'ohoku in Hawaiian means Hill of Stars. As we come up Halava Valley, we're going to see two beautiful beaches on that entrance to the valley. Also down to the right at the bottom of the valley is where the road ends. So you cannot drive past this valley, because once you reach here, you're at the tallest peak in the world. No roads beyond Halava. And on north, you got quite a bit of water coming down Halava Falls right now. Of course, the only thing that keeps those waterfalls flowing is runoff rainwater from the forest above. So the waterfalls are flowing extra heavy because of the big rain we just got. So normally, we'd see people swimming in that bottom pond on a nice day, because you can hike to that pond from the coast, but you wouldn't be able to do it today with all the water coming down. So again, the only reason it's funny is because of the tremendous rainfall a couple hours ago. Normally the water be crystal clear. So we'll head out here. We'll go straight out to the North Shore now. Get a look at the tallest steeples in the world, according to the Guinness Book of World Records. All right, get your cameras ready because we are coming up to the tallest eclipse in the whole world right now. The left looking 38 miles to the end of the island. We'll bring that view to the right side, too. Hey everybody, we'll go really good with the tallest eclipse in the world, about tallest waterfall in Hawaii. Straight ahead of us are looking at it. Waterfall punches 1,749 feet to the bottom.
Breaking through the clouds, a feeling you've known before. Mountains in the sea, held captive in timeless lore. Island in your eyes, paradise, calling you, calling me, calling me. My lay holds her breath, warm winds gently touch her soul. Sunshine from the heart.
We'll climb right up to the top of it.
Island in your eyes, paradise, calling you, calling me, calling me. if you try hard to keep safe for come and see. I will arrive.
Everybody still doing good? All right. Sometimes we'll see the mountain goats out here on the steep cliff. So Molokai has wild goats, wild pigs, bighorn sheep, and even deer hunting. You probably have had desire that there are no snakes in the state of Hawaii, unless you count lawyers, and there are thousands, otherwise no snakes. So the main economy of Molokai used to be the pineapple industry. There used to be a huge pineapple plantation located on the southwest end of the island owned by Dole Pineapple Company, but it closed down. What happened was foreign imported pineapple became cheaper than the ones grown here, so it forced the plantation out of business. When the plantation was closing, Molokai Ranch built a hotel on the west end of the island. They were hoping to provide jobs for the people that were losing their pineapple jobs. My wife and I stayed at that hotel a couple of times. It was a small Sheraton. It was a nice place, but it was out in the middle of nowhere, and the beach wasn't safe for swimming due to the strong current and the big waves. So the hotel was never very busy, so it closed down. Unfortunately, due to the failure of the hotel and the lost pineapple jobs, Molokai has the highest unemployment rate of any island. Beautiful place to live, but a difficult place to earn a living due to the lack of job opportunities here. I have at least 24 friends born and raised on Molokai that moved to Maui to find employment and also to be able to buy a home. I have a nice view from offshore now, looking back up into Halava Valley again where the very first settlement was. In the days of the early Hawaiians, there were over 5,000 people within the valley then. Today, less than a dozen people live there. One reason for the lack of people, that valley does not have electricity, and most people don't want to live without electricity nowadays. So. Leave the Friendly Isle behind us now. That is Molokai's nickname, the Friendly Isle. Every island has a nickname. Maui's nickname is the Friendly Isle. We'll pass by Turtle Rock again this time on the wrong side of it. We'll just look at the large rock of the small rock. Won't be part of the picture on this pass. When we get the beam and just start to pass, it'll change shape. This time it'll look like an elephant laying down on its right side. So the tail of the elephant will be towards us. And the back of the elephant curving up around to the front left with the head of the trunk is that. So it was a turtle, now it's an elephant. It even has a smile there, pretty cool. The song is called Pulenihua. Pulenihua in Hawaiian means butterfly. This grandson singing now wrote the song for his daughter, one of my great-granddaughters. The one singing now, his name is Kama'eu Kamaleola Halamanika Malika Va'a. See that correct? You get a free house out the flag. Nobody ever got close. You know, the most Hawaiians have very long names. 9 of our 21 grandchildren speak fluent Hawaiian. That's because they went to Hawaiian immersion school, where the language they spoke from preschool through the 12th grade was Hawaiian. That's how the Israelite beautiful Hawaiians saw us, because they can think in Hawaiian language. Then our oldest daughter teaches Hawaiian at the University of Hawaii on Maui, and 2 of our grandsons teach Hawaiian on Maui now, one in public and the other in private school. Maui is the second largest Hawaiian island, covers 728 square miles. Maui is over 40 miles long. The narrowest part of Maui is the Central Valley we took off from. It's only 7 miles across that narrow stretch. Maui is bigger than the island of Oahu. I just think Oahu has 10 times the population, over 1 million people there, versus about 160,000 on Maui today. My parents moved to Maui in 1966. I was 13 when we came. Population of Maui at that time was just 30,000. There were only 3 hotels on Maui then. Not a single condominium had been built yet, and we only had 3 traffic light signals on the whole island. All 3 were in Wainuku, and they turned them off on Saturday and Sunday because there was no traffic. In those days, almost everybody worked in agriculture. We had 5 sugar mills operating 24/7 and 3 pineapple canneries, so you worked in a cannery or a builder in the fields. I worked in the pineapple cannery when I was a kid, but I almost got canned because I couldn't concentrate, and they put the squeeze on me. Oh, that's 3 bad jokes in a row there. I told you I had more coming. All right, we'll approach the Knuckle-Lady Point again where the blowhole is at. If you decide to drive out to the blowhole and hike down to it, that's all okay. Just don't get too close to the blowhole. A few years ago, a guy got too close and fell in the blowhole, and of course he did not survive that ordeal. So I really did work at the pineapple cannery as a kid, but I didn't get canned. I quit after just 4 days of employment there. But my job was to sit on the pineapple canning machine, grab loose from a box off the floor, and put them on the machine like that. So I do that motion with my right arm 8 hours a day like that. Plus, the clock was on the wall right in front of my face, so of course it looked like I was standing still and staring at the clock all day. As we approach Knuckle-Lady Point, you see the cars parked along the road above the blowhole. Very popular attraction even when it's not spouting. The only time it doesn't spout is when the tide's low. The waves are small, a combination of those 2 things. So I mentioned that the tide is low. But we'll see what happens when we come around the point if we get some action from it, if we get a big wave. Oh, beaming now is directly off for a right, waiting for a wave to hit it with the low tide there. Again, you can see how low the tide is. All the light-colored rock is exposed there. It just popped just a little bit. And later on, when the tide comes up, that'll blast a couple 100 feet in the air every 5 or 10 seconds. But that's where it's located.
Listen to the wind.
actually see the hole there. Well, there's hundreds of ferocious wild pigs in the rainforest behind us. I know that because my father-in-law was one of the best-known wild boar hunters on the island. He hunted wild pigs his whole life. His father was a hunter before him. He taught me to hunt. I hunted with him for about 25 years. The biggest wild pig we ever caught weighed over 350 pounds and had 3.5-inch tusks. That's one of the boar tusks there. You can actually hunt pigs all year round every day. There's no limit on pig hunting. They did that because they've been trying to eradicate wild pigs since I was a little kid, but that plan didn't work. So unfortunately, they've been multiplying everywhere. They've actually become a real nuisance on the island now. Just ahead, you can see where the rocks jet out of the ocean. There's some beautiful tide pools in these rocks. People refer to these as the olivine pools because they're kind of olivine green in color when the sunlight hits them just right. You park along the road above this area and hike down to swim in them. So when everybody goes swimming, there's one for a beam right now at this point. Another view of Kahakalo Village, again the halfway mark on the drive to Lahaina, when you drive to Lahaina on the North Shore. Alright, make the shaka sign for the camera, everybody. Aloha. Hope everybody had a great time. Hope you have a great time. Best time to get to visit our beautiful island. Hey, I guess I'm stuck here the rest of my life. Another tough day at the office, but somebody's got to do this stuff. So I want to thank each of you for choosing to fly with us today. It's my pleasure to be your pilot and show you some of the beauty of Maui and Molokai. I'm going to call the control tower, and I'll be talking to those guys from now till touchdown. He touches down in about 4 minutes, and then I'll be able to talk again when we get on the ground. We've been listening to my grandson, so my granddaughter released an album too a few months back. We'll listen to her on the way in. Her name is Kamalani Kaliponika Halipolikawa.
This one's for you, my Hawaii. Iho to Hawaii, Kauai to Lanai. We pull up and we do our thing. Oahu Molokai, Maui. Testing one, oh you pure delight. You know the kind. Stack up the Yoda and I win the kayak. And then we need to wait till the sunshine. Let me show you my Hawaiians on the right. Yes sir, move to the beat. We know she's hella just a human race. Bless up, Hawaiian dream place. Squeeze out the other to pull down these haze. It's nothing like the stars in the sky in Hawaii. Gives me peace to know you won't go away. Outside on a winter day, yeah. We ain't going away, Hawaiians need to stay. Ala Hawaiians, ala When I'm looking out my window, your reflection in the sun is confirmation that you're beautiful. Hawaii, gives me peace to know you won't go away.
So when the van just remains seated in the helicopter until the ground crew gives you instruction to exit. When they have you exit, they'll have you stand on the blue line for your safety.
I wanted to say my husband gives me peace to know you won't go away. Home is where the heart is. Hawaii to Lana gives me peace to know you won't go away.
Alright, mahalo nui loa, hui ho malabapono. You can take off your goggles and headset while we're waiting for the ground crew. Thank you, everybody.